Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today's discussion video is a bit of an important one, and it was triggered by a Facebook post that was put up in a lapidary group that I frequent fairly often. I mean, I frequent many, but this one is one of the better ones. And I'll blur out the poster because I don't want the poster getting attacked or the post getting attacked or anything like that. It's actually a super important post. It's just a little bit unfortunate, the picture matching it. So I want to talk about why I think this individual he's got the perfect message, but he's accidentally got himself the wrong filters. And I can actually show you these filters. I'll show you my masks after this, and I'll explain why I think he could probably use a better mask. Well, the mask is not so bad, a better filter set for that mask, for what he's doing at least. That's if he actually needs to do it the way he is, because I think there might be some improvements that could be made to make the mask less of an issue. So first off, we'll just have a look at the actual message behind the post, which is really good. So he's talking about the hobby, and he's saying the most important piece of equipment anyone can have is a mask. Basically just saying to filter out all those fine particles of silica, avoid the silicosis, and happy days. Unfortunately though, in the picture, and a lot of people picked it up, which I was surprised. I thought I was just going to be one of the mask nerds that picked it up, but I guess it is a very serious topic and people do take it seriously. So when they see this, they instantly saw the same thing I saw. One, the mask is absolutely covered and caked in dust. I never let it get that bad, and if it does for some reason get that bad, you need to clean it. Once you take that off, you're at risk of breathing in whatever's on the mask. But the more important thing is looking at the filters. So this is a 3M mask. There's a lot of different ones. I can show you the two that I've got, and there's a lot of different filter choices. And this kit is specifically sold to painting people at hardware stores. So it's a 3M 6001. That is a vapor filter kit. Now, one little thing that I didn't mention in my comment, because I just quickly jumped on it as soon as I saw this, but one thing I didn't add is if you look carefully where the 3M 6001 little sticker is, that is the cartridge. On top of that, there's a little clip-on cover, and I can show you all of this on mine in a minute. But what you can do is put a filter in between those two. And if you look on that right side of that picture, you can see a few little fibers sticking out from the big cutout in the middle of that filter kit. Now, I'm hoping that that is at least an N95. Some people don't put anything in there, but you can put an optional little filter kit in there, a particulate filter kit. Because the 6001 is going to filter basically your paint solvents. So you get a solvent-based paint, it stinks. That mask will actually reduce it. The filter, it might have like an activated carbon. They're all very different, but it will filter out a lot of that solvent, which is nasty stuff. You don't want that, but we're not painting, we're cutting rocks. What we want is to get rid of all of that little silica, just like the poster has said. Unfortunately, he just doesn't quite have the right mask, because if you're cutting dry and you are spraying that much dust at your face, you want to be getting a P100. I would never go anything less than a P100 for this kind of setting, for this kind of work. Me, I could get away with using the 3M 6001 with a P95. I think the kit typically comes with a P95. At least if I look at the box from the one that I bought not that long ago, there was a P95 filter kit just added in there as well. And that you kind of just replace anytime it looks dirty or damaged, or it just doesn't breathe that easily. You just want to get rid of that and replace it because it's super cheap. But once you're covering yourself in dust and throwing up a lot of dust and you can see clouds of it as you're slicing away, I'm guessing this is from slabbing work, you really don't want to skimp out and just commit to the P100s. And I'm 99.9% sure that these are not P100s, because I don't think P100s you can actually insert and replace like that. The cartridge itself has to be very well built to be able to guarantee a P100, because you're almost filtering out 100% of the particles. If you installed the filter slightly crooked or slightly off or got a little wrinkle in there, you definitely wouldn't be getting that mark. So most of the time when I say P100s, they're typically very purple. It might just be a 3M thing, but I've had the circular disc pads that I can show, and these style of cartridges that I can show, and there's always some sort of purple involved. You can see I did a bit of a sad react to this one, and I quickly just posted and said, double check your filters. Basically, you need to make sure you've got the P100s, because these typically, they're not P100s. They'll be P95s at best. So let's jump over and have a look at a couple of the masks that I've got. I also made a video on masks a long time ago, but I've learnt a lot since then. And yeah, my recommendations were pretty thin and the reasoning behind it was pretty thin. So let's flesh it out a little bit and I'll show you what I currently use and what I used to use. Alright, so here we are at the desk. This is my current setup. You can see that I store it clean and in a Ziploc bag at all times. In fact, you'll also notice, if we pop up that picture again, you'll notice, look at that. 6001s, the 3M 6001s. The mask is a little bit different, they're just bayonet clips, so you can get different masks and different cartridges that are cross-compatible. Now, I can use it like that, but a lot of the time, instead, I swap them over and use these. So you see the pink, the yellow, this is for an organic acids filtration, but the pink part always seems to signify that it's a P100. And if I find the right spot, you can just see here. So organic vapor, acid gas cartridge with the P100 filter. So I'll get those out and show you why I always keep them separate. In fact, I can show you based on this old mask. So this old mask is the one that I used to use. You've probably seen it on the channel. You might have actually seen it with the active filters. So the filters I've got on now are the ones that came with it. I always swap these off. And then when I'm finished, I swap out the good filters, the P100s, and I chuck these back on just like that, because I don't want the good filters sitting on the mask all the time collecting dust, even if it's in a Ziploc bag. I just don't want them getting dirty, so I put them back in their original packaging or a separate Ziploc bag. And I just don't want dust while there's no filter here collecting in here anywhere, just in case you leave it on your desk for a little bit, you do some cutting, dust collects in there, and then what? You pop on your P100s and you've still got all of this silica dust in here, so it just gets sucked straight through. So I always swap on just some filter that I don't really care about, just to keep it clean. So they go on pretty easily. They just use these little bayonet tabs. There's lots of different mechanisms for lots of different brands, but these are the ones that I like to use in the 3M series. They make good filters. They are a little bit pricey. I can flash up prices and stuff to show you what the difference is between the P100s and the combo filters and everything. I do have pink ones of these, but because I haven't been using this mask for so long, those are packed up in the shed somewhere. So I should say, when does the actual mask itself get a bit too dodgy to use anymore? And there's a couple reasons I've stopped using this one. Have a look at the elastic. It's already pretty stretched, pretty garbage. A mask does not work properly unless the fit around your face actually sticks. And because I let my stubble grow for a week at a time, especially guys with facial hair, you really do need confidence in this gripping onto your face, and it needs to compress and provide a really good seal. And this is also getting a bit floppy, but with the elastic all floppy, you just can't keep cranking it any further. It just doesn't tighten adequately and you don't feel that negative pressure build up on your face. The other thing is, if I peel this back, these membranes, I've never had to replace them, but they do get tired and soft. It seems like the elastic dies before that, but I have seen some get quite soft, quite brittle, and then they don't seal when they're meant to be sealing, and of course then you can get silica coming in through there as well. Same for these ones over here, but you've got a filter in front of these ones, so these ones are purposely really floppy to begin with, but they can also break. I don't worry about those too much because the filters are there anyway, and the filters should be doing all the work. But yeah, this is the kind of mask that I like to use. Strap goes over your head and it's got these quick release, quick connects that go around your back of your head / neck area. Provides real good snug fit. And then yeah, these filters are most of the time quite cheap. The P100s are even fairly cheap themselves. I can pop them up on screen because I can find a web listing there from the shop that I usually buy it from. So yeah, there's the old mask. Let's whip out the new mask. So inside my new mask kit, you'll see the P100 organic filters. That's these just here. You'll see these are the spare filter inserts. So they go on top of the cartridge under the external shroud. I don't really need to show you the mask. Let me just pop this off. So this is what all the cartridges look like. But for this 6001, so the 6001, you'll see that this part here, if I can remember where the tabs like to come off, I believe it's right here, will pop off. So you can buy the cartridges. The cartridges are a unit, and you can also buy the filter. So the filters, when they're like this and you're just inserting them carefully in here, lining it all up, getting it all good, you can't get that to P100 because you are relying on you getting a good seal around here and a good seal around here, lining it all up, clicking it all in, it's sealing perfectly. It's really hard to guarantee a P100, which is why I don't think they do that. If I whip out a cartridge that has a P100 in it, so it'll be the same thing. They'll have the cartridge here filled with whatever it needs to be to filter out whatever it is they're advertising that they can filter. And then behind here, there will be additional filtration. And you can see there's no clear, easy tabs, little pull tabs where you can sit your thumb and just whip off the top cover. This would take quite a lot to rip off. And that's because they have to be able to guarantee that P100 filtration through here. You can even just see, like, it's got that fine little grate, whereas this has got that big open hole. You can pull on this and pull it away from the edges. It's all round, nowhere near. I'm actually surprised that this can get to P95, though there are disposable masks that can get to P95, so I guess it's not that hard to guarantee that kind of percentage filtration. Whereas here, to get to that 100, they really do. It really is a solid engineered block. And like I said, I'll use this. When I'm finished using it, finished cleaning up the area, I'll take it off and just chuck these on instead, and then chuck it all back in the bag. This will go back into its little bag here, though I do think I need to get a Ziploc for it. So I'll just reseal this one up, and then that will also go in the bag so I don't lose it. But yeah, that Facebook post was just using this, which means he bought it as a stock kit for painting. This is what they'd like to use for painting. You still want some filtration, because what do painters do? They plaster. And once you sand that plaster, you don't want to breathe that stuff in. I've done that a few times. And you also don't want to get all the fumes going straight to your head, so you end up just chucking on these. They're really good for what they're meant for, but if you're cutting dry, there's no way I would recommend using these. You really need to go and upgrade to the P100s. It's such a huge difference. And like I said, I've got the organic ones. That's because these were the only ones that I could find, and also they double up pretty well for any kind of acid opal treatments. But you can see here, if I just zoom in a bit, so you can see here, there's a fairly long list of different types of cartridges and filters, and you can see at the end of them, they'll have like a little N95. Up here, I think these are all just the vapor ones, so they don't have that listed, N95s. And if I fold out this sheet, we might need to zoom out for this. If I fold out this sheet, there's your mask options. And about halfway through the page, you'll see that they start turning into P100s. So there are so many filters, and luckily enough for us, half of this page is P100s. So if they're the only filter you can get, then you're all good. You're good to go. But if you're really looking for a specific vapor that you want to filter out, or a gas, then yeah, there's a lot you can choose from. I mean, I can't get this page to fit on this camera with the stock lens on it. I mean, look at that. Crazy. And they've listed some compatibilities for different models that you can try instead of the other one if you can't find it. So yeah, the number of filters is getting crazy, getting a bit complicated, but all we need is to filter out the dust. But one thing I do want to mention, which is what I mentioned in my reply to the post, is if I'm at work and I'm doing a risk assessment for a process, there's always a hierarchy of controls. And if you can manage to eliminate the majority of the risk as step one, that is the dream. And how do you do that? Just this stuff here, water. So if you cut with water, you just add a little bit of water, not to your mask, but to the stone. If you add a little bit of water, you will cut down the majority of any kind of silica before it becomes a dust. Doesn't matter if it's a slurry in the bottom of the water or whether it's a cloud floating around, a colloidal solution floating around in water. As long as it's in the water, it's not in your lungs. It's not in the air, it can't get to your lungs. So I always do all my cutting wet and cleaning while it's still wet. Otherwise, then you do start needing to rely on things like your masks. And that's why the government here cracked down on silica contamination at workplaces and stuff to a ridiculous level. I think it's gone a little bit too far, but we've even had to go through and ban kitchen bench tops being made out of silica. So stone bench tops are gone, and they've replaced it with a different alternative, silica-free, which is what I've actually got in the new house. So it is fairly serious. It's like the asbestos round 2. So yeah, everyone's taking it very seriously, and it's good to see these kind of posts on Facebook, but it was just unfortunate that in the post, it was the not quite the right filter for the job. And of course it's the internet, so some people were harsh. I tried to be much more gentle and just generally acted in concern for the person, because they're right. You gotta cut down that silica. Silicosis is rough. Scarring of the lungs are pretty important. Might not care when you're 30, but when you get to 60 plus, it's probably good to be able to breathe. There, had to make that video. It's not difficult to control, it's not difficult to keep yourself safe, especially on a smaller hobby scale anyway, but you don't want to breathe in that silica dust when it's the perfect particle size, small enough to get in, but large enough to get trapped in your lungs, deep in your lungs. That's when you've got the problem. And it unfortunately just doesn't go away. So don't start breathing it early, don't start breathing it late, just keep it out of your lungs. You don't need it. It's not in the food pyramid, so avoid it and just keep having fun. These things aren't that uncomfortable, they aren't that costly because they can last quite a long time, especially if you keep them clean like this. Just keep everything individually bagged up. Just don't hang it up on the wall somewhere and just let dust and stuff collect on it, because we can't avoid making dust completely and you just don't want it in the body. So hopefully that helps. If it saves one person from silicosis, I am super happy with that. Anyway, back to carving. So I might actually need to get this out, whip it on my face, and away I go. Good luck, have fun, and you'll see me in that next video. See you guys.